hereby call to order the regular meeting of the West Valley City Council. And let the roll call show that all members of the council are present this evening. And our opening ceremony this week will be led by Councilmember Steve Bueller. Councilmember?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to invite everybody to stand and repeat the Pledge of Allegiance with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We do have a special recognition that our guests are not yet here, so we may make that later in the program. We do have the minutes to consider of June 26th. We have a motion for the minutes.
I'll move for approval of the minutes for the June 26, 2012 meeting.
Second.
Thank you both. Any discussion there? All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
The minutes stand approved. We do have an important presentation tonight being made to our firefighters, to a couple of our firefighters by Liberty Mutual. And we have the representatives of Liberty Mutual here. Okay, we invite you up here to the microphone and turn the time over to you for a little bit. We're thrilled to have you. Welcome.
Thank you. We're honored to be here this evening. My name is Clark Huff. I'm the Senior Branch Manager with Liberty Mutual here in Utah. And alongside me is Sales Representative Ed Richmond. We're pleased to be here today, this evening, to honor two of West Valley City's finest firefighters for acts of bravery and their selflessness. Firefighters Nate Hansen and Chad Burnside. Briefly, what I'd like to do is just tell a little bit about Liberty Mutual and a brief history about the Firemark Award, which we will be presenting. And then I will turn the time over to Ed Richmond for the presentation of the awards. Liberty Mutual began in 1912, so we're proud to be celebrating our 100-year anniversary this year. One of our motto is helping people live safer, more secure lives. And what we like to do within communities is to honor and recognize individuals for their courageous deeds and community involvement. And we're just pleased to be here tonight to honor these two firefighters. If you don't mind, I'd just like to read this paragraph about the history of the Firemark Award. 20 years ago, Liberty Mutual began a local award program to recognize firefighters throughout the country who best represent their communities through courageous valor and selfless spirit. Our award took its name from the firemark, a leaden plate in the form of a phoenix rising from the ashes, which American fire officers in the 18th and 19th centuries used to mark the houses that they insured. The firemark stood as a guarantee to all fire brigades that the insurance company that insured the house in question would reward handsomely the brigade extinguishing a fire on the premises. To this day, the firemark remains to us a symbol of the valor and selfless spirit of thousands of men and women, career and volunteer, who safeguard their communities. Once again, I'd like to say thank you, and at this time ask firefighters Nate Hansen and Chad Burnside if they would come to the podium, and I'll turn the time over to Ed Richmond. Thank you.
What I want to do is kind of explain a little bit more about the Firemark Award, and its purpose basically is to honor the valor and selfless spirit of career and volunteer firefighters who go above and beyond the call of duty to keep our communities safe. The program recognizes firefighters at two local levels. You're eligible for a Firemark Award for community service to recognize local firefighters who've given back to their community above and beyond their responsibilities. And we're here tonight to recognize these two gentlemen for our Heroic Firemark Award, which recognizes local firefighters who assisted in a life-saving effort without regard to their own personal safety. And what I'd like to do is just read to you a brief description of what was going on that day. On February 7th, there was a woman trapped in the second floor of a home. It was engulfed with flames. She was stuck and trying to get air standing next to a window. Firefighter Chad Burnside arrived and climbed ladder with with the help of Nate Hansen to the second floor to rescue this woman. I can't think of anything more heroic, and these firefighters, as you know, with all the firefighters been going on in our state, they're heroic and they give so selflessly to all of us. So I'd like to start off by presenting the Liberty Mutual Heroic Fire Mark Award to Nate Hansen. Thank you. And also present the Heroic Liberty Mutual Fire Mark Award to Chad Burnside. Would you guys like to say something? No? Thank you.
Thank you. You know, we'd love to have Nate and Chad, even though they don't want to say something, at least acknowledge who is in their cheering section with them here today.
Well, you
Come with the microphone, please.
No problem. I'd like to thank my family for coming, my parents, my in-laws, and my children, and then I have a couple nephews here. But saying that, we also have the rest of our crew that they weren't part of receiving the award, but they were definitely part of the rescue and everything, so it's kind of nice to have them here, and we wish they could be recognized for that as well. So.
I've got my wife and 3 kids and my parents, my in-laws, and my sister here, and sentiments are the same as Nate, that it's an award that goes for everyone who was there, not just the 2 of us, but we appreciate the recognition. Thanks.
Well, thank you both. Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Huff and Mr. Richmond, on behalf of Liberty Mutual. It's a deep honor for our city when community partners step up, as Liberty Mutual has done, to recognize some of the best among us, and we certainly have that with our firefighters this evening. So thank you again for coming. And because we do appreciate you so much, you should feel in no way obligated to stay for the remainder of the meeting, although you're always welcome to stick around during a public meeting. So feel free to leave whenever you'd like. Item number 7 tonight is our comment period. And Jake, did we have anyone sign up tonight? Can I come here? Okay. That makes it easy. So we go to item number 8 tonight. We do have a number of resolutions. The first one is Resolution 12-108. Mr. Pyle, could you introduce that, please?
Thanks, Mayor. This resolution would authorize the execution of an interlocal agreement between West Valley City and Salt Lake City. The purpose of the interlocal agreement is to allow us to participate under the umbrella of Salt Lake City's award in a, what's it called again? It's for solar energy programming, and it's a solar energy grant designed to help us and Salt Lake City do things to improve their process for the purpose of helping residents be able to actually install, use, get building permits for, and otherwise facilitate the use of solar systems.
Solar systems. Wow.
They're energy systems. There's the name of it again. That's right. Salt Lake Wasatch Solar Challenge Grant.
Great, thank you. Council, any questions there or a motion?
It's a good partnership, so I'd move approval of Resolution 12-108.
Second. Thank you both. Any discussion of that motion? Okay, all in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
That resolution passes. Mr. Pyle, please introduce Resolution 12-109.
Thank you, sir. This is another interlocal agreement. This would be a renewal of the agreement that currently exists between Taylorsville City and West Valley for the purpose of provision of animal control services here in the city and in Taylorsville. We've done this for a number of years. This would extend that contract into the new year through June of 2013 and would be in the amount of $305,000.
Right, thank you. Any discussion or a motion on 109?
I move forward for approval of this resolution 12-109.
Second.
Thank you both. Any discussion to this motion? Okay, all in favor of approving 109, say aye.
Aye.
That also appears to be unanimous. Mr. Pyle, 12-110, please.
Thank you, sir. As we have constructed the road project over there at Jordan River Marketplace, there have been a number of property subdivisions and property transfers, construction, all that sort of thing, and a number of entities that are involved with this. For this particular item, Granger Hunter Improvement District wished to obtain an easement agreement for placement of sewer and storm drain systems over there. And so they've asked us to enter into that agreement. We are proposing we do that. This would bring a small amount of money, $14,000 in revenue to the city for the purposes of allowing the easement.
Great. Any discussion or motion there?
I'll move for approval of resolution 12-110.
Second.
Okay, thank you both. Any discussion of that motion? All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
That also passes unanimously. Mr. Pyle, 12-111, please.
Thank you, sir. Also sort of associated with that area, Jordan River Marketplace, more specifically close to the Cultural Center, UCCC. We are proposing the award of a construction project for a roundabout there at 3100 South, 1400 West, and this would go to ZPSCO or ZIPSCO, if that's how they say it, contractors, for $138,000.
Okay, thank you. Council, what's your pleasure there?
Mayor, move for approval of 12-111.
Second.
Okay, thank you both. Any discussion to that motion? All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
That also passes. Mr. Pyle, please introduce 12-112.
Thank you, sir. This resolution would allow contract of our 2012 asphalt overlay programs. You know, we do this each year as funding allows. This year we've got almost $1.6 million to put towards that, and I think there are 10 different street projects that we're proposing to do here as listed in the background section.
Okay. Any discussion or motion on 12-112?
I would move for approval of resolution 12-112.
Second.
I was going to say it dies for lack of a second, but I guess it does live. Any discussion of this controversial issue?
There is one thing I forgot to mention, I think. Who the company would be awarding the contract to is Kilgore Contracting.
Okay, thank you. All right, all in favor of approving 12-112, say aye.
Aye.
That also passes. Speaking of controversy, 12-113, Mr. Pyle.
Thank you, sir. As part of the state law that governs redevelopment agencies and all those associated entities, there are particular pieces of that process that involve multiple levels of examination. One of those is what's called the Taxing Entity Committee, which has representatives on it from the various taxing entities that are affected by any kind of RDA project. In our particular case, we have 2 representatives from the city that sit on that board. We're proposing to appoint Councilmember Don Christensen to replace the outgoing Councilmember Russ Brooks on that committee.
Okay, is there a motion that someone would like to make?
I'd like to enthusiastically move for the appointment of Don Christensen to the taxing entity and approval of resolution 12-113. He's a great guy.
Okay,
I'll second that motion. As the other person serving on that committee, I second that motion.
all right, rousing endorsements there. Any discussion to 12-113? Anyone in the audience would like to object to? Okay, all in favor of 12-113, say aye.
Aye.
That one also passes. Our final resolution tonight, Mr. Pyle.
Okay, thank you, sir. This resolution would approve the purchase of a membership in the Utah Vietnamese Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, Council, what's your pleasure on this one?
Mayor, as much as I think this is a great thing, we don't do a resolution for Chamber West, and therefore I would like to strike item G from the item that support the idea of allowing the city manager to move forward with that.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second to strike item 12-114 from the agenda. Is there any discussion on this motion?
I think the discussion should be that we are authorizing the city manager to use his administrative discretionary ability to join chambers of commerce as necessary that would benefit the city.
Just a question for the staff. Do we use resolutions when we talk about joint conference of mayors or National League of Cities or any of those sorts of things?
No, not normally, Mayor, no. Especially in a renewal situation, this is a membership or entity that we're proposing joining, so there was some thought that it might be appropriate to discuss in that manner, but as a matter of course, no, we don't do that.
So it would be consistent with our policies to treat it as an executive decision by the city manager.
Absolutely.
Okay, any further discussion to the motion to strike 12-114 from the agenda? Okay, all who approve that motion say aye.
Aye.
Any who oppose? Okay, that also passes unanimously. We come to an item on our agenda of special recognitions. And as the council and many involved with the city know, we've had a long-standing relationship with a wonderful sister city in Nantou, Taiwan. And we've had a number of distinguished visitors from the Republic of China come visit our city through the years. And we have our Chinese gate under construction at the Cultural Center that was initially funded by our friends in Nantou, and of course the local Chinese community has raised the remainder of the funds since then to build. And we've had wonderful commerce and student exchanges with our friends over there in the beautiful Isle of Formosa or Taiwan, the Republic of China. Now we have a great treat in Utah right now. We have been fortunate to have Lin Zhongzi come from Taiwan. He holds the rank of Minister without Portfolio in the Executive Yuan, which would be similar to cabinet, the President's cabinet. He's appointed by President Ma there in the Republic of China. And he's also concurrently Governor of Taiwan Province. And just to set the geography out, Taiwan Province covers all the island of Taiwan except for a couple of the major metro areas. So it's 70% of the land and 45% of the population, including Nantou County and of course Nantou City, where our sister city is. Last night I enjoyed a wonderful evening with Governor Lin, where he hosted not only myself, since West Valley has a sister city in Nantou, but Mayor Dan Snar and Murray because of their sister city in Chiayi, and some Salt Lake City, a couple council members from Salt Lake, since they have a sister city in Geelong, or Keelung as us Americans call it, and as well as Salt Lake County representatives because of this sister county relationship Nantou County has with Salt Lake County. And so it's very appropriate because all of those areas are within Governor Lin's jurisdiction. Governor Lin, who's here with us on the front row, they're in between a very busy day of Temple Square, of View Star, different. They met with Governor Herbert yesterday and different leaders at the University of Utah today, and even spoke at a science and technology conference, accompanied by the Deputy Director of the Taiwan Culture Office in San Francisco and his assistant, who's been here before, and a great group here. So we are excited to have Governor Lin with us here today. I might add, he's also, not only was he a member, he's a former city councilman in Hsinchu, and Hsinchu is kind of like the Silicon Valley of Taiwan, and then he for 8 years was mayor of Hsinchu, and so he has great affinity with us, and he was even a school teacher at a junior high for a while and director and principal of a high school for a while. So Don Christensen, our council, was also a principal and in the education business too. So a lot of affinity with us here. We really hit it off well last night, and I thought, of all the distinguished guests who have come to West Valley City from Taiwan, Governor Lin is the highest ranking we have ever had, and he tells me Magistrate Lee and Mayor Hsu from Nantou are very excited to come later this year for our gate. And so I found out on their schedule they were having dinner tonight at Red Maple, there on Redwood Road. I said, well, if you're coming to dinner in our fair city, the least you can do is stop by City Hall, since our council meeting is meeting anyway, and we would like to present to you, as we do very rarely, but on occasion when distinguished international visitors come through, the key to the city. So I'd like to invite Governor Lin forward, and in my capacity as Chief Ceremonial Officer of the city, present him with the key to the city. And if you could shake our hands as well, too, Governor.
You may as well use your Chinese.
So, 欢迎光临，可以来跟我们 Yeah, this way. His English is better than my Chinese, but we had fun last night conversing in both languages. Let's pose for the. Yes, yes.你要说一点话吗？ Governor Lee will now please us with a few words.
Yes. And the Honorable Mayor Mike and all the members of your city council and all the citizens of the West Valley City. So I'm very honored and very privileged to be to get this golden key as the very valuable present from your city, because the Taiwan provincial government is located at the Nantou city. So I live there. Then you have the sister city relationship with Nantou city. The Mayor Xu will come to visit you next month. So I do appreciate this kind of friendship. I hope the Taiwan province has a relationship, sister states relationship with the state of Utah, and then the Western Valley City has the sister city relationship with the Nantou city. So next time your delegation from here when you go to Nantou city, please be my guest. And I do hope all of you can visit us very soon. The beautiful island Formosa, and very kind of people like you in Taiwan. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, Governor Lean has a very tight schedule, as we mentioned, and I wanted to add, too, they were at the World Trade Center of Utah today, and Taiwan has been growing as a trading partner with Utah and is now the number 5 on the rank of trading partners with Utah, so they continue to grow there. Let's see, Governor Lean has some information on Taiwan he'd like to pass out, and then we'll let them get on to their dinner appointment because they do have a tight schedule.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I got mine last night. Roy Jingyo. Oh, okay. He has a gold pin of their province. I received one last night, but you all get one too. Real gold, he said, this one. Everyone's a winner tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you again, and enjoy your dinner.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
再见。谢谢你们。Let's continue with the other items on our agenda. Item number 9 is for an executive session. Now, Mr. Pyle, did you have need for an executive session tonight? Okay, and Mr. Christensen, were you interested in an executive session tonight? Mr. Rushton? Maybe? Okay, we'll come back to you. Mr. Vincent? Okay, we're all good. I'm just stalling to give them a little time to get on their way to dinner. And Councilmember Lang, how do you feel about this issue?
No need, thank you.
Mr. Bueller?
I think we've had our fill for
There. Oh. Okay. 还有他。好，谢谢。再见。Okay, and Councilmember Hume, regarding item number 9, how do you feel about that tonight? No, you're good as well? Okay, so that means we come to item number 10, which is to adjourn this meeting, and what a meeting it has been. And I appreciate you all for indulging me in our international courtesies tonight. And so coming to item number 10, oh wait, I forgot to scratch off item number 9 first. Okay, so coming to item number 10, we will adjourn our city council meeting until next week, and you did get the word that Corey will be running the show next week because I'll be out of town, so we will adjourn.